All right, stole the wife's phone. My laptop's not working. I looked at the video. It was all screwed up. It was pink and green, and you couldn't see anything. So I'm going to hit this again. Ryan Contento here in the trenches, talking about offensive line play. And again, I'm going to cover a topic a week, something I want to kind of talk about. And if you guys have questions or suggestions for topics or things that you want to know about, message me, message 360, put it up on here, whatever you want to do, and I'll try to get to you. So tonight's topic is reach blocks, and I have 3 different types of reach blocks that I use while playing in the GEFA. Again, my beard is short because I had to interview Nick, and I went to trim it up, and I really screwed it up bad, so I had to take it down to like nothing. So yeah, that's why. I'm trying to get it to grow back. So anyway, the reason I'm doing this is to help offensive line play in the GEFA. That is not to say this is the only way to do things, or the best way to do things, or even that it's going to translate to the 11-man game. This is, again, what I like to do, what I like to use, and things that work for me. And you can take them how you want them, take them as suggestions, things to work on, things you want to try, adapt them to your game, adapt them to what works for you. At the end of the day, your body's different from mine. Everyone does things differently, and we're all going to play line different ways. So take my suggestions and do what works for you. Okay, so I have 3 different reach blocks that I use. The first reach block I'm going to talk about, I call it the kick and cross. I'll use this reach block for when I'm blocking a play that's going way outside of me, so like a toss or a wide sweep. So for example, not in my B gap, but imagine there's a ghost tight end next to me, and then outside that tight end. Outside that tight end is where the ball is going to be hitting for my kick and cross reach block, the C gap. The second reach block is when a ball is being run either right at my butt crack or just outside of me. Think about outside zone, think about stretch. Some teams run a little power. I just use a lateral lead step for that. And the third reach block that I use is for when I'm on the back side of a run that's going to the right. It's a bucket and cross, and I'll kind of go over why I use each one of them in each situation and what they look like. So I'm going to kind of stand up again, use my stupid little chair here. It's easier for me to demonstrate what I'm talking about and for you guys to see. So first one I'm going to talk about, and I got to kind of adjust this camera a little bit since it's new. Hopefully you guys can see my feet on it. Yeah, it looks like you can. Good. Okay, so my first step I'm going to talk about is the kick and cross. Again, this is a step I would use if I'm blocking a C-gap run, a toss, or a wide sweep. Okay, a toss or a wide sweep. So it's just what it sounds like. I take a kick step like I'm pass setting, and I do that to get some depth. Okay, to get some depth. I actually stole this from Chip Kelly. This is what Chip Kelly would teach at Oregon when he'd run outside zone. He'd teach us on the play side of his outside zone. So his play side guards, his play side tackle would kick and cross to get the edge. I adapted it and I use it for the wide reach play. So my first step is a kick step, and my second step is a karaoke crossover. So we all do karaoke when we warm up. So it's just a crossover, straight crossover. Okay? And the way the ends in this league like to play, especially when they see you set backwards, they're going to come straight upfield hard. And as soon as they do that, you bust that crossover step, dip that shoulder, and rip under him. And sometimes I'll even just let him go and give him a tap and push him inside. And remember, this play's going wide. This play's going C-gap or wider. We're talking toss or wide zone. And if a DN comes underneath of me and chases down a running back from behind on a toss, that's not my fault. We need new running backs. You're not getting the edge fast enough on toss. So I'm going to let this man go and go second level, and you got to beat the DN from coming underneath me. So again, I'm going to kick step, I'm going to cross over, I'm going to rip. I may even just give a punch and shove inside to seal that up, and I'm going second level. I'm going second level on this. So again, this is an outside run, kick and cross. All right. If you guys have any questions or comments, type them in. Let me know what we got. All right, good, Ben, good. I'm glad it's coming through now. Okay. The second reach step that I use, I mentioned, is a lateral lead. A lateral lead. So now this ball is coming right at me. It's coming either right up my butt crack or it's coming outside shoulder. So think outside zone, think stretch. And I'm doing this because I want to give my running back a cut. And I don't want to allow too much penetration. So on the wider run, I can allow penetration on that kick step. He can come upfield because the ball's going way outside. So when I rip under him, it's okay. But if I allow penetration on a more downhill outside zone type of run, okay, that's going to get me pushed into the backfield, and it's going to really mess up the cut for my running back. So I don't want to lose any ground on outside zone. I want to beat my man to his outside, but I don't want to turn my shoulders. Because if I turn my shoulders and this man shoots, this is a slower developing play, he's going to blow that play up. I want to keep my shoulders square so I can work on this DN, work wherever I need to work on. So I'm going to step, it's just what it sounds like. It's a totally lateral step. I stay flat, I step lateral. Now I'm down here, obviously. So I'm going to step, stay flat, chest on knee, and I'm going to read my end. So now I should be head-to-head with him now. I'm head-to-head with him. If he wants to bust hard outside, great. I'm going to turn my hips. Second steps are going to go at his back hip, and I'm going to get on his back hip, and I'm going to drive him out. And my running back's going to cut that back. It's outside zone. So he's reading me for bounce it wide, press the edge, cut back. Once he reads me to cut back, his read goes to the nose guard. Is he going to hit it up in between us, or is he going to really wind it back the other way, or is he got to press my back a little bit to get away from that nose guard? Okay, if I take this lateral lead step, and this guy wants to come straight up field, I'm still going to fight to reach him. My rule is, if I don't have this man reached, that is my head to the outside and starting to turn him by my second step, I'm giving my running back a shitty read. So, if I don't have him reached by my second step, I'm going to turn my hips and I'm going to try to deposit him on someone's bench. I want to take him to the sideline and give my running back a definitive read to cut off of. So I'm going to, again, lateral. He wants to come upfield. He's fighting me hard outside. He's being a good DN. I can't get him reached. I'm going to turn my hips, and I'm going to get that backhand up underneath of him, and I'm going to just run him to the sideline and give my running back a read. Or if I lateral lead and he wants to play hard inside on me, and I get that reach, now I'm going to turn him and work straight upfield. And as I work straight upfield, my running back should be pressing my edge and then bounce it outside and be good to go. Bounce it outside and be good to go. You're going to have to block that linebacker with a cracking wide receiver, possibly a lead back, something like that. Not my job. I blocked my edge. Figure out how to block it, coach. And the last step that I take, the last reach step that I take is a backside reach step. It would be the play's going to the right, I'm on the left. I'm letting my end go. My end's over here on the left. I have a nose guard far inside of me. Okay, I have a nose guard far inside of me, possibly shaded to the other side of my center. Okay, how do I get there? If I step right at him, I'm on my back hip, on his back hip. Remember, the ball's going over there. I need to get my head, my body in front of him to the play side. I'm not going to get there. If I step lateral, he's still got a good beat on me. If he slants, I'm screwed. I'm done. Okay, so how do I get to a nose guard who's shaded so far over top of me? I'm on the back side. I can allow for penetration. It's okay if I get pushed back a little bit because the ball's going outside. So what do I want to do? I want a bucket step. That means lose ground. Lose ground to gain ground. I like to throw my elbow almost like I'm pulling. Throw the elbow, bucket. And my second step now is a big crossover step. And I'm going to rip under my man and bite my head. And a lot of times I can beat a nose guard like this. I rip under him and I can keep going to second level because he's not going to chase down a running back from underneath of me. So I'm going to bucket and cross over, rip under him, and keep working upfield. Now the reason I can do this is because now we're not blocking the backside end, but we're gonna read him. My quarterback's gonna read him. If that end wants to crash hard down the line and make a play, Greg's gonna pull that ball and keep it. Or we can always fake it and run boot if they want to chase hard, or we can fake it and run trap back the other way if the guy wants to run hard upfield and chase a play down from behind. So those are the 3 reach steps that I use when I'm playing in our league. And if you guys have any questions or anything, let me know. I'm going to, like I said, check my messages. Simerson, message him, whatever. Questions, ideas for subjects I can talk about. I got a couple more left, and then I'm going to kind of rely on you guys maybe to give me some ideas and ask some questions. So hope you guys got something out of this tonight, and I'll see you next week.